Welcome to our May Streaming Story Spotlight. I'm Beth, an Adult Services Librarian at the Rocky River Public Library. Joining me today.
Hi, Beth. It's Mary. I'm a library associate at the Adult Reference Desk.
And Beth and Mary have kindly invited me to participate this month. My name is Dory, and I'm the Adult Services Manager at the Reference Desk.
Thanks for joining us today, Dory. Today we are discussing the film The Lobster. It's a 2015 film about a dystopian society that does not allow single people to exist in it. And so it's a very bizarre situation where it sends single people to a hotel where they have to meet their soulmate and partner and kind of pair up as quickly as they can so that they can go exist in society. It was different. It was certainly different.
Have you watched any of his other films? That director, he's like a Greek director. And I know I watched this film after I saw The Favorite, which was one of his, I think that's his most recent film. And okay. I think The Lobster was his first English language film. So yeah, that I didn't watch it until after I saw The Favorite, but anyway.
Yeah, it's Yorgos I'll butcher his name. Yorgos is his first name. His last name is I'm not even going to try because I'll butcher it.
Yorgos Lanthimos, it looks like.
I'm sorry, what is it, Beth?
It looks like Yorgos Lanthimos, I would say. But yeah, I have not, but I should. The Killing of the Sacred Deer, Dogtooth, The Favorite. I remember when you guys went and saw that you both went and saw The Favorite in the theater. You had different opinions of it, but
Well, interestingly enough, and what I liked about, or what surprised me, because I didn't do, I like to go into films blind, and so obviously I went into this blind. The only person that stuck out in my mind that I knew was going to be in this film was Colin Farrell, and more actors kept popping up that I was like, oh, they're in this. It was John C. Reilly. It was Rachel Weisz, Olivia Colman. And when you talk about him being the director of The Favorite, Olivia Colman is also in The Favorite. Rachel Weisz is also in The Favorite. So he has a good working relationship with these actors. But after I watched the film, my habit as of late has been to immediately get on Google and say, what the heck happened there? And the first thing that popped up about this film was, is it worth watching? So it's definitely a weird, quirky, indie type film, but I say it's worth watching.
Yeah, I mean, it's not one of those films that like you start watching it and it's if you're plopped into this other world with completely different like social constructs, like completely different rules for human behavior, and you can't waste time like questioning it. You just got to go with it and kind of see what happens. And it's kind of one of those movies where stuff keeps happening and you're kind of like, whoa, that's crazy. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. So I like the fact that it was very there were surprises all the time. It was not predictable in any way, shape, or form. And I liked some of the themes that, were in it, sort of the discussion of relationships and, punishing single people and is love possible and all those good things. Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, it was very beautiful. A lot of it takes place in the forest and like very natural scenes with some beautiful scenery and creatures. It's just like, okay, well, that happened. That was interesting, but it was cool.
There was brutal scenes as well, so be forewarned. If you are concerned about like animal cruelty, there are some scenes of that.
There is that to be taken seriously, but there's actually laugh out loud moments too, where you just are as any true dark comedy does such a good job at. I think it like you laugh out loud at the horror of it, like and it kind of almost and it touches you in a way, because even though it's a satire, it hits pretty close to home when you're talking about how it talks about relationships, how we see single people as a society. So, it's right there on that fine line.
Absolutely. And how you have to, like, somehow have everything in common, like in this particular hotel that the single people go to, they have to each if you have a limp, you're supposed to only go out with somebody that has a limp, or if you're the main character is short-sighted, so his lady love has to be short-sighted, so
Mhm.
it's intriguing. I don't know how he comes up with these things.
It's really almost an indictment on dating apps, because it's really, when you think about it, they're trying to, they go to this place to find another person so that they won't be single, based on these really trite, stupid, insignificant characteristics, like being short-sighted or having nosebleeds. Oh, I get lots of nosebleeds too. And when you think about being on a dating app, how much can you really get to know about a person on an app?
Right. It's true. Good point.
Really good point. Well, thank you so much for watching it with us and talking to us today. And Dory, you can join us anytime. This was fun to have a third person part of the conversation. It looks like for June, Mary and I are going to watch 2 movies. We're going to watch Miss Juneteenth and Check It. And we're going to talk about both Pride Month and Juneteenth a little bit. So stop by our YouTube page for that. And you guys have a great day. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Beth. See you next time.
Bye.